So we are on page number 119, line 183. 119, line number 183. Portia has been invited. Portia, in the disguise of a young lawyer called Balthasar, has been invited by the Duke to argue the case, to take up the case, and he inquires whether she is informed of the strangeness of this case, and she admits that yes, I know about it. Then she asks, where is the merchant? Who is the merchant? Who is Antonio, the businessman? Then they are being called out. That's where we stop. For she asking Shylock the name, and Shylock says, I am Shylock. Okay. Now Portia says, of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. It's pronounced as impugn, I-M-P-U-G-N, impugn. Impugn meaning is given there, find fault with. But you may not understand, that's why I just explained it. You cannot find fault with your argument. That is, can't question the validity of your claim. That's what Portia is telling Shylock. Shylock, you seem to be asking for a pound of flesh. So that is the agreement in the bond. So nobody can, we cannot find, you cannot question the validity of your claim. You have every right to ask for it. That is what the Venetian law ensures. Therefore, you are asking for a pound of flesh is justified. Then she tells Antonio, you stand within his danger, do you not? That is, in danger from him. Antonio, I think you are standing in danger from Shylock. That means Shylock is threatening you. Is going to cause you trouble. Am I right? Antonio. Yeah, I means yes. So he says. That's what he says. Portia, do you confess the bond? Do you confess the bond? This word is important. Do you confess the bond? Do you confess the bond means meaning you are given there, admit having made this agreement. That is having made the agreement and admit the conditions of the bond, the terms and conditions. Do you agree that you have made a bond, and do you agree to every condition, every term of the bond? That is, if you fail to give back the money, you should give a forfeiture. Penalty should be paid. What is a penalty? A pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body. So, did you sign the bond? And do you agree with the terms of it? Antonio, I do. Portia. Then must the Jew be merciful? Do you think the Jew should, Shylock should show mercy? So, actually, the question is addressed to Antonio, it looks. But it was Shylock who replied. Shylock, on what compulsion must I? Tell me that. On what compulsion must I? On means under. Under what compulsion must I? Tell me that. Okay, fine. You have thrown a question. Should I show mercy to Antonio? Please tell me, why should I show mercy at all? Now Portia speaks. Very, very important part of the scene. One of the most important passages in the whole of a text. So please pay attention. The mercy, quality of mercy. This is called Portia's speech on mercy, or Portia's instruction about why should he show mercy? Why should Shylock show mercy to Antonio? Given this situation that Shylock has the right to claim a pound of flesh from Antonio, in spite of that, why should he show mercy? The quality of mercy is not strained. It drops as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesses him that gives and him that takes. So Portia says, let me tell you what exactly mercy is. I'm asking you to show mercy, and you are saying that why should I show mercy? That's what your doubt. I'll tell you. The quality of mercy is not strained. That is, quality of mercy is not forced. Nobody forces anybody to show mercy. It drops as the gentle rain from heaven. It drops from heaven like a gentle rain. Gentle rain is a drizzle. Drizzle. DRI is that drizzle. Drizzle is a small, minute particles of rain falling. It's not a rain, it's a very slow rain, drizzle. So, like a drizzle or like a dew, early morning, the dew falls. It's like that. Mercy is like that. Gently it has to follow. It has to fall gently without any force. Nobody is forcing you to show mercy. It has to come from your heart. It is twice blessed. Twice blessed means it is blessed two times. How? It blesses him that gives and blesses him that takes. One who takes is one who receives. It is twice blessed. It blesses him who gives. It blesses him who receives. Beautiful. Suppose Shylock is showing mercy. Mercy will bless Shylock, the one who gives, and it will bless Antonio, to whom it is given. So it will bless both. Therefore, it is twice blessed. It is mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty. Next page. Wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings, but mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show likest to gods when mercy seasons justice. What makes a king? What makes a king a king? Or what gives king his authority and power? These are the three things. One, two, three things. The crown, the throne, the scepter. If the king has got a crown, that which he puts on his head, the crown gives him authority and power. Then it's the throne, that is the seat he sits on. The seat of the king on which he sits, that is the throne. And the scepter is the staff or the stick golden stick or whatever may be, that the king is holding. King should have a staff. So it is the crown, the throne, and the scepter that makes a king, an emperor an emperor. But mercy is above that. That's what Portia is going to tell. Portia says, these are the things that gives authority and power to emperors, to kings. But mercy is far superior to that. It is mightiest in the mightiest. That is most powerful among the powerful. Who are the most powerful? Kings are the most powerful ones. So the mightiest among the mightiest, the most powerful among the kings, among the rulers. Rulers are supposed to be the mightiest. For example, in India, who are the mightiest people? It is a president and a prime minister. Is there anybody mightier than that? You may say no, or yes, I don't know. So that's the thing. So among the kings, there is somebody who is more powerful than all the kings. Who is that? It is mercy. The throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty. Awe is fear. Majesty is, your majesty means power and authority, power and majesty. So, what makes a king fearful? What makes a king authoritative? What makes a king powerful? It is the crown, throne, and scepter. But mercy is beyond that. Next page. Wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings? Why are we afraid of kings? Dread is fear. We are scared of kings because they have a power and authority. And what gives them power and authority is these three things. But mercy is above this sceptered sway. Sceptered sway, meaning is given there, mercy is far above this world that is ruled by men with scepters. With the king shows the stick. Come on, who is there? Let this be done. And it will be done. The command. So the command, the authority, the power of the king is below mercy. Mercy is above that. It is an attribute to God himself. Attribute is a characteristic. Attribute is a character or quality. So what is the attribute of a teacher? The quality of a teacher is his ability to explain things. Is the ability to teach the students such a way that they understand. That is the quality of a teacher. What is the quality of a good student? Good student's quality is his ability to listen properly and work hard. So like that, what is the attribute? The attribute to God himself. Mercy is the attribute to God himself. It's a quality of God. Gods are supposed to be good. So the quality of God's is that mercy. Therefore, since it is a quality of mercy, it is above all this crown, throne, and scepter. Because mercy is a quality of gods. Gods are superior to earthly kings. And earthly power doth then show likes to gods when mercy seasons justice. Seasons is moderates. Moderates justice. That is mercy combined with justice. Mercy combined with justice. Your justice should be done. That's what Shylock always said. I want justice to be done. What is justice? I should get what is due to me. According to bond, I am supposed to get a pound of flesh as per future. I should get it. So that is justice. When justice is done to me. What is what is justice for a student who comes to class? Teacher should teach well and make him to understand. Then I am doing justice to you. If I don't teach you well, then I am not doing justice to you. That is the meaning of justice. So, but if justice is combined with mercy, then you become far superior. You become like gods. If I give a pound of flesh, I ask you to take a pound of flesh from Antonio, then justice is done. Then there is no mercy. But if mercy is combined with justice, then you become much superior and you become like gods. Earthly power doth then show lights to God. Earthly power, we will become like gods when we show mercy to others, because it is twice plus. It pluses the person who gives and one who receives. It is not forced. It is like a gentle rain that falls from heaven. Therefore, please show mercy. That's what it means. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. So now Portia concludes her speech on mercy, saying, therefore means whatever I have said so far, that is just now what I said, including all this. Mercy is above everything, and if you are showing mercy, you become like God. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, though you are plea means request, demand. You are demanding for justice. You are demanding for mercy. So, though you are asking for, pleading for justice, I want you to show mercy. Consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. None of us salvation is being saved. The act of being saved. Some people have the belief that after death you will go to heaven. Moksha. That is salvation. Moksha. So if you do things correctly, behave well, and everything is in accordance with what you are supposed to do, then you will go to heaven. You will attain moksha. Otherwise, you will be again reborn in another animal, another shape. That's the Hindu belief. Almost all the religions believe like that. So, there is no moksha if you are not going to show justice, going to show mercy. You keep pleading for justice, very good. But I wish that you show mercy, because if we are not going to show mercy, nobody will show mercy to us. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer that teaches all to render the deeds of mercy. That is from our Father in heaven, the prayer taught by Jesus. You are saying that prayer at the assembly every day, no? Beginning of the day here. And there is a prayer, there's one part of the prayer which comes like this. Forgive us, Lord, our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Forgive, Lord, forgive us our sins. Lord, forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. There's a rich meaning in that. You just say it without realizing it. So, Lord, please forgive my sins, just as I forgive others' sins. If you don't forgive others, our sins will not be forgiven. Duke had already reminded him. How do you expect to show mercy to us, God to show mercy to us, when we are not merciful to others? So Portia also concludes saying, be kind, be merciful, because mercy is such a great thing. Please be generous and show mercy, so that you will have moksha, salvation. Otherwise, none of us will be saved. You also will not be saved. I have spoke. This is the last conclusion of hers. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea. which if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there. Okay. I have spoke thus much. That means I have spoken this much. I've spoken quite extensively. I have spoken this much with a purpose. What is it? To mitigate the justice of thy plea. Mitigate meaning is given there. To soften. That is, moderate your demand for justice. To moderate. To moderate. Moderate means to make it less. To moderate your demand for justice. That is mitigate. Mitigate is soften. Mitigate is soften. Soften means to moderate. It should not be very hard. It should make it somewhat balanced, your demand for justice. You are demanding that you should get a pound of flesh. It is justified. But I want you to show little mercy and make it moderate. Which if thou follow, that is, if you are not going to mitigate, if you are not going to soften your stand, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant here. If you are not going to soften yourself, then the rules and regulations of Venice is very strict. The strict rules will put Antonio to trouble. You will get a pound of flesh, but he will not be saved. But therefore, show mercy and prove yourself a gentleman, a man of mercy equal to God Himself. Thank you.